What is up, everybody? It is JT Sports. I am back, you guys, with another video, and I'm here with my record prediction for the Miami Dolphins for the upcoming 2021 NFL season. Before I get into it, if you haven't already, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I upload a new video. And most importantly, make sure that you guys hit that like button. That like button is really important because when you hit that like button, you help this video rank higher in the YouTube search algorithm. If the channel ranks higher in the YouTube search algorithm, then I get more views and it helps the channel grow. So make sure that you guys hit that like button. It is free to do, free way to support the channel, and it takes less than a second to do so. When you look at the Miami Dolphins last season, they finished in second place in the AFC East. This team improved a lot compared to their first season in 2019 under head coach Brian Flores. And this team was knocking on the door, making it into the playoffs. Like, there's not a lot of seasons that you will see a 10-win team not get into the NFL playoffs. Now, you look at Miami this year, a lot of people have pretty high expectations for the Dolphins. You look at Tua. I think that Tua has been the most overly scrutinized quarterback this offseason. And the reason for that is because everybody's looking at how much success that Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert had, mainly the success that Justin Herbert had because he was taken after the Dolphins took Tua. And everybody just expected that Tua was supposed to have the same rookie season that those guys did. And Tua, to his credit, had a fairly solid rookie year. Like, I don't think Tua's rookie season was bad. I think his rookie season was pretty good, but you look at how good Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert played, and you're only as good as what your counterparts are. So, of course, people, when they see Tua getting outperformed by Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow, they're going to say, well, Tua isn't the guy and all that. Like, listen, I believe in Tua. And I feel like a lot of people are trying to write the book about Tua way too early. Like, a big problem that we have in the NFL now is that everybody's looking for the next Justin Herbert, the next Joe Burrow, the next Lamar Jackson. Everybody's looking for a rookie quarterback that can come in and have success right away. Nobody wants to give these young quarterbacks time to grow and develop. Like a decade ago, you would draft a quarterback in the first round and you would give him 4 to 5 years to develop. And if he wasn't the guy who you envisioned him when you first drafted after that 4th year, then you would move on and bring in another quarterback. But now we just want to throw these quarterbacks in the dumpster after one failed season or one rookie season where things didn't go according to plan. People have to realize that in life, everybody has to run their own race at their own pace. You can't try to run the race compared to what you see everybody else doing. It's like social media, right? So a big reason why people have all these mental issues when it comes to social media, why they get depressed being on Instagram, is because they try to compare their lives to everybody else's lives. They see somebody on Instagram buying the Bentley, meanwhile they're riding around in a Toyota Camry. So they're depressed because they see someone who they follow on Twitter riding around in a Rolls Royce and they still have to ride around in that Toyota, and they feel like they should have to catch up to them. That's a problem in life with a lot of people. A lot of people don't know how to be patient. They don't know how to wait their turn for stuff. And they don't know how to, run their own race at their own pace. Everybody's trying to catch up to where everybody else is. With the Miami Dolphins, they need Tua to develop at his own pace. Success doesn't come overnight. Success for others may not come quickly as it may for somebody else that you know. Success may come faster for somebody else and it may come slower a little bit for you. But at the same time, you have to give people time. You just can't get rid of Tua because his rookie season wasn't what you envisioned because of how successful Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert were. Tua had a pretty solid rookie year last year. Although he had some growing pains, he had some really good moments as well. Now, my best case scenario for the Miami Dolphins, if everything goes according to plan, is going to be 12-5. The offensive line was really young last season. They had a lot of growing pains as well, which is something that I don't really see a lot of people talking about. You didn't really have all that great group of wide receivers outside of the Devontae Parker. Your wide receiver position was pretty much paper thin when it came to solid production that you had had out that position. Now you improve it drastically. You bring in Jalen Waddle in this past year's draft, one of the fastest, if not the fastest wide receiver from this past year's draft class. You bring in Will Fuller in free agency. On top of that, you still have Devontae Parker. Like, you're loaded at wide receiver now. Now, hopefully the offensive line can improve, but you have Myles Gaskins in the backfield. I think he's going to be in for a breakout year. The defense is still going to be really good. So for the Dolphins, if everything goes according to plan and they don't have no significant injuries, anything like that, and Tua continues to develop and grow, I think this team can win 12 games, go 2-5, and make a run at trying to win this division. My worst case scenario, however, for the Miami Dolphins is going to be 8-9. What if Tua Tagovailoa ends up being a Teddy Bridgewater? Because I definitely feel like that is his floor. He can end up being a guy who's not going to win you a lot of games, but he also is going to be a guy who may not lose you a lot of games. And if you have a quarterback like that, that means that when it comes to one-possession games, you have a guy who pretty much most of the time is going to come up short in those one-possession games with the game on the line. On top of that, you have an offensive line that is fairly young, and we can speculate and hope that this offensive line does improve, but, you know, what if it doesn't? And there is a good possibility because those young guys still may take another year of development. So I think 8-9 is my worst possible scenario for the Dolphins this year. Before I get into my overall record prediction for the Dolphins, I want to tell you guys my two biggest swing games for the Dolphins heading into this year. Swing games are games that I feel are season-defining games, games that can define how a season could go. You look at that Week 10 matchup against the Baltimore Ravens on the short week. I think that's going to be really big because you look at Baltimore, that's a team that a lot of people are speculating to be a Super Bowl contender. And on top of that, you have to play them on a short week coming off a game against the Texans, which you should be able to win. And then after that, you got to play the New York Jets. You got to play Carolina. You got to play the Giants. Then you got to bye. Then you have to face the Saints, the Titans, and the Patriots. So I think the schedule isn't all that difficult for Miami during the first part of that year. I think the toughest team they're going to face during this stretch is going to be that Baltimore Ravens game on that short week Thursday night. Then you look at that Week 17 matchup against Tennessee. That is probably going to be the biggest game that the Dolphins may play this year, because a big reason for that is because that game pretty much may decide if Tennessee wins the division or may decide if Tennessee doesn't get into the playoffs. Same thing can be said for the Miami Dolphins. Now, this game isn't going to define if they win the division or not, but it's definitely going to have a factor in terms of where they're going to be in the playoff picture. Miami, for all we know, probably could be one game outside of making it into the playoffs, and if they lose that game, they probably could be eliminated. But this game also could be the game that, hey, they win this game and they control their own destiny. So that Week 17 matchup Saturday night against Tennessee is a really big game because I feel like the playoff implications in that game are going to be running extremely high. Now, my overall record prediction for the Miami Dolphins this year is going to be 9-8. And I know a lot of Dolphins fans are going to be like, oh, how you only got us winning 9 games when we won 10 games last season? You got to understand that the division is a lot more tougher than what it was last year. You got New England bounce back. You still have Buffalo. On top of that, you have a pretty... It's not easy, but it's not tough. I mean, you got to face the Raiders. You got to face the Colts. You got to face the Bucks earlier on in the season. So your first 5 games are no cakewalks. As a matter of fact, you may have the difficult first 5-game stretch to open the season than any other team in the league. Facing New England on the road, Buffalo, Raiders, Colts, Bucks, that's not an easy stretch. And we're definitely going to see how improved Tua is going to be this year. I have no doubt in my mind that Tua is going to be a solid quarterback. But is he going to be a transcendent quarterback? Is he going to be a game-changing quarterback? Is he going to be the guy who, with 2 minutes left, with the ball in his hands, is he going to be a guy who comes up small? Or is he going to be a guy who rises up to the occasion? So my record prediction for Miami this year is 9-8. You guys sound off down in the comment section down below how many games you feel the Miami Dolphins will win this season. Make sure that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.